Now, when you go to prove up a holographic will, if there's no witness, there's no notary, and it's only just a document that you've written, you wrote it on the back of a napkin, you wrote it, there's a great case where a guy, it's sad, but he was up under a tractor, and as he was dying, he wrote in the dirt of the tractor his last will and testament. And that was accepted as a will because it was in his handwriting and it met all the requirements where he said who he wanted to take care of his estate and what, again, thankfully it didn't rain or no one watched it. So now to get that done, however, you have to have two people come into court that say, I know his handwriting. This is his handwriting. Okay, if you have witnesses, the witnesses need to come into court and say, I saw him sign this. I was there. This is his, he did this, okay, or she did this. So, and that can be hard to do. As we all know, people are signing things less and less. There's a lot less times that people actually see your signature. We don't write letters to each other like we used to. Everything is online. We do electronic signatures for so many things. So it's becoming kind of outdated, these requirements or these procedures for being able to prove up people's holographic will, but they're still in place. Now, a better way of doing that is to hire somebody to actually do it for you, right? And what you would do, and the will itself then has to have who you're naming as your executor, and it has to dispose of all your property. If you have a will that says, I give my car to my niece, but then it doesn't talk about all your other property, you don't have a complete will. You have a partial intestate, which means that though you can probate the will, you're also going to have to go through a whole nother procedure called an heirship procedure to get the rest of the property transferred to who you want. So it's really important when you're doing a will, whether you hire a lawyer, whether you're handwriting the will yourself, whether you're going online, that you make sure that all of your property is disposed of. And that's done by a clause called a residuary clause. It says, any and all property not previously given to anybody, I hereby give to my spouse, or I give to my daughter, or I give to whatever. And so that wraps it all up. Anything that I didn't specifically give to somebody. So if I have 10 guns and I give one gun to my son, I got 9 left, well, the other 9 guns go to whoever you name. Okay? And so that completes the will of your estate. That completes the disposition of your estate. Now, with it being, if it's typed up, it needs to be signed. You need 2 witnesses to watch you sign that document, and then you need a notary to notarize it. And with all those things, then in Texas, it's very simple to probate a will. It takes about 3 months to go through the whole process, assuming you don't have a lot of creditors. If you die owing a lot of money, the process could take longer. If you die owning a lot of property, the process could take longer. Yes, ma'am?
You said if in case he owes Medicaid or Medicare, how does that go? What do you mean?
Well, if you owe Medicare, or excuse me, Medicaid or Medicare, it's typically Medicaid, then they're going to make a claim against your estate. And if you say, I leave my house to my children, before your children get that house, you're going to have to settle the debt with the government. And they could force the sale of the house, they could liquidate the assets to pay what they're owed. Okay.
How do you end up on Medicaid?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you get Medicaid, right? If you apply for and you get Medicaid, and then later after you die, they determine that you had assets that could have paid for your medical insurance, then they're going to come after you for what they gave you.
Really?
Yeah, not Medicare. Medicare, of course, but Medicaid, because you're applying for that saying that I don't meet the level of income or assets to be able to provide for my health care.
I thought that was like if you get a provider. I thought that was if you get a provider.
Medicaid?
Yeah.
Now Medicaid covers medicine and stuff like that.
Because you said Medicaid or Medicaid?
Medicaid covers prescription drugs,
No,
No,
he said
Medicaid.
Medicaid.
Yeah, he said Medicaid, that's what I'm saying, and what she just said about they'll take over your house, I was told if he has a provider.
But if you don't owe anything and you, it's just
But how
cash
how can
money,
he owe it?
just split it up between all three kids, if I had 3 kids.
Well, because if he owns the house,
That's
and
right.
Medicaid has been paying the bills for the home health care, hospice, any of that, then they're gonna say, well, you had money, you could have sold your house
No.
and paid for your own
That's
stuff.
not how, no. I was
That's
thinking of
exactly
asking the
right.
question, whether, how is it that he owes Medicaid, how is it that?
Yeah, that's what I asked him, how can you owe Medicaid, and that's what he said, if I got a house and I got Medicaid, then they're saying I should have sold my house to take care of me.
Well, no, so, that's close, but that's not exactly right. They can't make you sell your house, right? You have a homestead here in Texas, but once you die, that homestead's gone. Now you have an asset that they can come back against. You didn't have it to begin with, you qualified, you didn't, you know, you weren't saying anything to the government that was untrue. You said, I have a house, but it's my homestead, it's where I live, right? But after you pass, that obviously goes away, and now you have assets that can pay back the money that the government gave you.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it after this Leroy one. Alma, after he finishes, we're not doing it right now.
Yes.
Jay went referred me, you know, so I did a will, you know, but